on in our state, folks. It's just kind of a microcosm of what's going on with the federal government. Our governor says that he is conservative. There's nothing conservative about adding 3,500 additional state jobs while we lose 45,000 private sector jobs. That isn't being conservative. Being the fifth fastest growing state government in the country is not conservative. It just shows that we don't have a good grasp on what's really going on in our country right now. We need to take control of our budget. Sure, we have a constitutional amendment that says that we have to balance it, but let's make sure that we're prioritizing our spending and not having things like 8,653 state-owned vehicles that we didn't even know about until the Democrat and I started talking about it. Give me a break. Then it took a month to have anything said about it, 2 more months to come up with a policy that doesn't fully fix the problem. What are we doing, folks? Let's clean it up. Speaking of cleaning up, one of the reasons that I started this campaign talking about ethics reform is that we need it in this state. We don't need to have people becoming lobbyists immediately after leaving elective offices. There should be at least a 2-year wait, once again, to protect our state and protect our Constitution. We don't need to have people who are constitutional officers driving around in SUVs and Lincoln Town cars in violation of Amendment 70, the People's Law, organic law, and thumbing their nose at the people of Arkansas and having a sense of entitlement in the state of Arkansas. Do y'all agree? What we need to do is have constitutional officers that, first of all, stand up for our Constitution, state and federal. And by the way, Governor, you do not have the constitutional authority to call a special election in Stone County in violation of the law, just as Judge Moody has now confirmed you don't have that right. It's that kind of things, folks, in this state, in the state of Arkansas, that we have to change. We don't have another election cycle to do it. We need to do it this year. Here are some of the things I'm going to do, folks, as your governor. On day one, we're going to attack that wasteful spending, and we're going to start at the top. I'm going to cut 20% out of the governor's office budget and the actual expenditure on day one. It's $4.5 million under my administration. I guarantee you it won't be over $3.6 million at the most, and it'll probably be about a lot less than that. I'm going to take a 20% cut in my pay to set a good example for the rest of the state. Let me tell you why. That doesn't save very much money, but what it does do is send a clear message to the rest of the people in state government that I'm serious about getting to the bottom of waste. We're going to do that as a state, and we're going to set a good example for the legislature so that they know that I'm serious about being fiscally responsible in the state of Arkansas. And we're going to take a census on day one of the total number of state employees in the state of Arkansas. And by the way, we have tens of thousands of great state employees. That isn't the issue. We're going to take a census, and I can guarantee you this, 4 years later, we will not have one single additional state employee because we're going to control the size of state government. We're not going to grow the size of state government. And one final thing. How many of y'all out there are veterans? Would you just raise your hand? Thank God for every one of you. Something else I'm going to do is to work with the legislature to come up with new legislation that will exempt all military retirement benefits and combat pay from income tax. We want to welcome you back to the state of Arkansas, let you know how much we appreciate your sacrifice for us and your family's sacrifice for us, whether it's in Iraq or Afghanistan or Vietnam or World War II or the Korean War, wherever it was, protecting our rights so that we can be here today in this kind of a forum. So God bless every one of them, and God bless our troops who are over there right now. Let's give them a great big round of applause. Now, folks, it's very simple. The Tea Party was founded for a couple of reasons. Number one, tired of the fact that taxes continue to grow and we continue to have mission creep in government that we can't afford, that we are putting the bill on the back of my kids and my grandkids just like you are on yours. It is immoral for us to have $46,000 on the back of every single newborn child in this country before they reach the first birthday. Now, one of the reasons I'm in this race is because I have a little grandson that will have his first birthday on November the 4th. And the American dream that I came here in 1975 to pursue in the land of opportunity is not going to escape because we have people at the federal and the state level that don't understand we have a responsibility to future generations, not to be self-indulgent in this generation.